Well, hello friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. I need to figure out a name for when I'm out here at the fish pond. You know, I got the fireside chat over there. I don't know if this is calm down, chill out time at the pond or what, but maybe you guys could come up with a great name for it. Because you guys are my sounding board. You guys literally help run this channel. I can't make it without you guys. So today, I feel like there was a big change today. The officers, the other three officers were charged. They elevated the charges on the other police officer, and you're looking at the protest that at first we were seeing all these people that I think had hidden agendas, just causing mayhem. But I tell you, last night I was watching a protest in Portland. Everybody's on a bridge, so you know there's no looting sitting there on the bridge. And there were literally thousands of blue jay right there. And there's another bird up here chirping. I don't know if you can hear it because I got the shotgun mic on. But there were thousands of people on this bridge, and they all went to the ground, not kneeling, laid on the ground with their hands behind their back. And that thing was freaking amazing to me to see that. It was just like, wow. If somebody had told me that we would literally have, I'm looking at a frog over here and another bird that's down here. My backyard's teeming with wildlife here. I got a chipmunk holes right over there where they live. So I'm just kind of, one of these days they're probably just all going to take me off into the woods or something. But if somebody had told me at the beginning of the year, New Year's, that we'd have 40 million people unemployed, that sports would go on a hiatus, that we would lose over 100,000 people, and the country would have civil unrest, I would have said, ain't no way in hell that's happened to America. But yet, here we are with all this that's happening. But today was one of those days that you see these protests that are nonviolent. You see changes that are happening. And my quarterback, I got something, you know what? I'll probably piss off a lot of people with this tape, but there's been nobody more scrutinized, double-checked, rechecked. Every single thing he has done has been underneath an electron microscope. And so many of you fans out there that have always said, screw Dak, he's not a leader, he's greedy, screw him, I'll take anybody over him. You know what? All you mother humpers that say he's greedy, no. In 4 years of being in the NFL, 4 years, when the average life expectancy in the NFL is 3 seasons, a guy who was drafted in the 4th round, who the Dallas Cowboys paid $680,000, $680,000, and $2 million for 1 year. Understand, Aaron Rodgers gets $2 million every time he plays a game. Every single game. Carson Wentz gets $2 million every time he plays a game. Jared Goff gets $2 million every time he plays a game. And understanding some of the things that he's had to deal with. Remember on their off day after doing a charity event, Zeke and him went out to a club and they had a couple bottles of champagne and they were shaking them up, and people were talking about, oh, how rowdy they were, Dak should be out there studying, how dare he. You remember just a few weeks ago when they were working out? When they were working out, they were talking about the NFL needs to come down on this guy. How dare he work out with other people and social distancing. Everything that he does, it doesn't matter because people bitch and whine and moan and say he's a bum. Even today, after he took $1 million to try and go to educating police officers about race relations. This is the same guy who does stand up for cancer. Same guy done work with United Way. This guy has done more for others than himself. This same guy who has basically taken 25% of his earnings in the NFL, 25% of the money that he's made from the Dallas Cowboys has gone to trying to make a difference. That, my friend, is called leadership. That is what makes people want to stand behind you and follow you. It's crazy because in the same day, within an hour of Dak Prescott doing that, I couldn't believe it because I just finished doing a video talking about the whole thing. And I'm looking here on Twitter, and this is when it was only like, it was just beginning to trend, and it was only like 3,000 tweets on it. I see Drew Brees talking about the anthem protest. And see, this is what I tried to explain, and I understand where Dak Prescott is, because when I tried to explain that it wasn't about protesting against the military, which is what it was turned into, and I've even had this discussion with Daniel, who's in the military. If you don't get the whole picture and understand what we're talking about, then you will get offended. When Drew Brees talks about his grandfather and somebody else in his family that fought in World War II, well, guess what? My grandfather fought in World War II. But the difference was, he was a Marine in the South Pacific. They were put on the bottom of the boat. They were put in service roles or dirty roles. The crazy thing is the ship that he was on, this is what I was told. I don't know the name of the ship or anything. My grandfather's been dead for probably about 30 years or more. But the ship that they were on, because they were treated poorly. They fought for our country too. The ship that they were on, they were the first ones going off in Guadalcanal, off the ship. And the ship that he was on got torpedoed right after they got off of it. So I understand what you're saying about flag and supporting the country, because my grandfather was there doing the same thing. But the difference was, when he came back from the war, he was back to being an N, discriminated against. And what we're talking about has never been about the hell with America. It's polar opposite. It's wanting to feel like you're more a part of America, that you have the same rights and privileges that others have. And unless you've been on the other side, you don't understand. But I ask you to try and put yourself in other shoes. See, Dak Prescott's got to walk the line. Because no matter what you do, it's never going to be enough. It's never going to be good enough. It's never going to be the right thing. Because as I go through and look at these comments, I see, oh, the police going to buy more tear gas with that. Oh, he should have given it to these people. Or he should have given it to that person. Or what it took him so long. But I'll say this much. I know Russell Wilson has donated hundreds of thousands of meals to help people out through COVID. My wife will say, it's COVID. It's COVID. It's not COVID. COVID. It's like, well, how do we go from Corona to COVID? Why can't it be? Anyway. How many of them put 25% of their earnings to help others? That's leadership. And all you bums out there that say Dak is greedy, Dak's a bum, I don't want a selfish ass person on my team, go pound some sand, man. Dude is far from that. And all those that say, what, another Dak Prescott video? You damn right. You damn right. If you don't like it, hey, you ain't got to be here. All I got to say. I'll see you guys in a bit for my fireside chat, but I had to make sure I took care of my fishies. I had to make sure that they got fed. Because here at the Joe Boo's restaurant, you come in hungry and you get fed. And you Eagles, you're going to be getting served some hot L's.